got my son a Rubik's Cube the other day. I was like, this is great. Because I got to keep him interested when we go out to the garage sales. It's like, I can't just, it's stressful enough for me to go out to the garage sales. I'm so stressed out when I go. I can't enjoy it. I don't know what it is. Every endeavor that I get involved with in life, wind up getting stressed out. I mean, the only time I'm not stressed out is when I'm laying on the couch. So I gotta keep my son busy. I bought him a Rubik's Cube. $1. A Rubik's Cube. He went exactly like this. He went like this. I mean, if it doesn't have wheels on it, he doesn't care. And I don't know who cares. Ay, ay, ay. I'll tell you what. You get old. Let me tell you something what happens when you get old. When you get old, you cling to certain things. Certain things have an emotional attachment. It's like I got this guy at work. I don't want to say his name. I don't know. He's got hair like Eddie Van Halen still, but with a huge bald spot. It's absolutely ridiculous. I call him the heavy metal monk. And the other day, basically, he's a decent looking guy. He's old now, he's shot. But you can tell when somebody was like decent looking when they were. This guy looks just like Eddie Van Halen, by the way. It's incredible. So I'm thinking to myself, oh boy. Back when this guy was a kid, because he grew up and his heyday was the late 70s, early 80s. So this guy basically had this, he looked like Eddie Van Halen during the heyday of Van Halen. And he had the Eddie Van Halen hair. So basically, this hair got him so much pussy back in the day that now he's going to keep this haircut for the rest of his life. And girls used to tell him, oh, I love your hair, this, that, the other. I picture this guy wearing a cut-off shirt. Remember that? The older kids used to do that, but none of us. Remember the older kids, they used to wear the cut-off shirt? And you could see like their abs and whatnot? It's totally gay now. But back then, that was perfectly acceptable, especially if you were a jock or a rocker. You had your shirt cut off. So I'm picturing this guy, shirt cut off, hair blowing, at the Van Halen concert, and women just crawling all over him. I said, this guy was scarred. You can be scarred emotionally in a good way. That could translate into a bad way as you get older. So he's like, holy shit, back in the day. He's like, I'll never cut this hair. And that's exactly what happened. And the other day I'm talking to him. Sometimes I go up in a scissor lift. And I'm talking to him. He's down there. And I'm staring at his bald spot. And he pulls out the hairbrush. Remember like in the 80s they had the round hairbrush, like the aerator hairbrush? And it had, the bristles had a little it looks like the end of them was dipped in plastic. It had a little ball of plastic on the end. He pulls out the hairbrush. He starts doing one of these. And I'm looking at him and I'm like, I don't know. You hang on to certain things. It's like, I always pictured Nitro from American Gladiators. Like today, you walk into a bar somewhere, there he is, he's got like pins hanging and bolts hanging out of his knees from just like endless, doing endless athletics all his life, but pumped up on steroids. and he's like sitting at the end of the bar, and he's still got like the unitard on, that with the big name that says Nitro on it, and he's fucking drunk off his face. I used to be Nitro! Whoa, you think it's funny? He's still got the Pugil sticks in the trunk of his car. You wanna go? Oh my God. Where are all these American Gladiator people? Blaze? Hawk? Who are the other ones? Diamond? Saber? Oh my God, American Gladiators. What a fucking treasure. Oh. I used to love American Gladiators. I tell you what, there was no reason to come out of your house on a Saturday. The only reason why I ever went out of my house is because my mother and my father finally flipped out and threw us out. Because you had, on Saturday, you had Saturday morning cartoons that ended at, what was it, 10:30, 10 o'clock? It rolled right into Pee-wee's Playhouse. And then after Pee-wee's Playhouse, it was American Gladiators. And then finally, my father would flip out, "Gotta get outside and weed the garden!" Oh, to weed the garden. And I'm like, well, you don't understand, they got Nitro on the tennis ball machine tonight, Dad. Oh my God, that was the best part. Forget the whole fucking obstacle course. Listen, as soon as American Gladiators got into the 90s, when did it start? 89? Alright. When did American Gladiators get that whole obstacle course at the end? You know, when you were running up the treadmill, and then you hit the cargo net, and then they did the zip line, and then they ran through the cardboard. Let me tell you something right now. You want to talk about a fucking herniated disc-making factory? Remember when the guy used to run through the paper door, and then one paper door would have nothing behind it, and you would run straight through to the finish line, and through another paper door, you would have a fucking 300-pound steroided to the tits fucking American Gladiator sitting there ready to fucking blast you onto the floor. Guys used to run through that head first. And even as a kid, I knew that. The lamest event in American Gladiators was that thing where it was like a football field, and you had to run with the ball and try to get it in the glass cylinder. What was that event called? I don't know. But the original American Gladiators, the best was, at the end they had the tennis ball cannon. And the gladiator had to run from obstacle to obstacle and try to, well, he could pick up like, what was it? You could pick up like a rocket launcher and launch this big foam rocket at a target which would knock out the gladiator that was firing the tennis ball cannon at you. And this was a big thing. Those tennis balls are flying 100 miles an hour. It's like, oh my God, 100 miles an hour. It was like somebody was shooting a gun at you. And then they would go to the next thing. One was like a rocket launcher that you have that was so underpowered. I mean, you had to aim that thing do it for like a 45 degree in the air just to get it at the target. And what was the other one? Then the other one might have been a tennis ball launcher. And then when you finally got to the last resort, they gave you 3 tennis balls that you could throw toward the target. Oh yeah, and it had to be nitro on the tennis ball gun. If it was I would be so disappointed if it was a woman gladiator on the tennis ball cannon. Cause come on, let's face it. Give me a break. then I'd have to go outside and weed the fucking garden. Oh, pulling out weeds by hand. I mean, I felt like an indentured servant. But then when you got done weeding, you say, "Hey, Dad, I'm done weeding," and here comes the big inspection, right? What about this one? What about this one? What are you, blind? What are you, Polish? And then finally, after about an hour of that, then you could hop on your BMX, and then it was just like ultimate freedom. Oh, Saturdays were great. Saturdays were great. I remember going to religion. My mother was a nun. She was a nun. But I don't know what happened. She was a nun for a couple of years, and she stopped going. Anyhow, we got our communion, whatnot, and then we would go to religion. What a fucking drag! It was Saturday mornings. Remember, Saturday morning you would go to religion. That's what we called it, religion. I don't know. Some people call it Sunday school, even though it wasn't on Sunday. Oh my God, the biggest nightmare on earth. I didn't get to. They ripped hay out of Saturday morning cartoons, and you had to go to religion. It's like, what, huh? Saturday? Oh my God. And I remember you go there and this dope would sit there and tell you about, you have an angel on your shoulder, and every time you curse, the angel goes away. I was like, oh my God. I'm missing cartoons for this. I'm missing Pee-wee's Playhouse. And then finally one day my mother sat me down because she goes, "Do you want to go to the religion?" Fucking beautiful parents I had. She goes, "Do you want to go to religion?" I guess it wasn't even that I was bitching or anything like that. And I said, "No." She said, "Okay, you don't have to go." Oh, I could have kissed her on the lips. I want to ride my fucking bike. Go to religion. Shkamara mua maraming. There we go. Sip of coffee for not going to religion, huh? Sip of coffee for that. Well, why don't you want to go to religion? Well, Mom, I want to watch cartoons, then I want to watch Pee-wee's Playhouse, and then I want to watch American Gladiators, and then I want to go fuck off and ride BMX bikes. And then I want to go hang out with my friends, and as my friend rides by on a BMX bike, I want to stick a stick through the spoke of his front wheels and watch him flip over and land on his face. Okay, you don't have to go to religion. I don't know where my cutter is. Alright, here we go. This guy's been waiting since the beginning of time here. This is the back in the day gamer from Michigan. Am I? Michigan? Here we go. You want to know the date on this? Oof. July 10th. July 10th. Got a note here. What is your old white man's opinion on this movie? LOL. Sorry, it's not available in 4K. In 4K, that's fine. I'm fine with that. This is from the back in the day gamer. Look at this. Yeah, I remember this. This is a big deal, right? The fat boys are the disorderlies. Lapping up luxury and wrapping up a storm. Jesus Christ, what year is this movie? 1987. 1987. Yeah, I remember when it was on cable TV. Boy, did this movie make the fucking rounds on cable TV. This movie was making the rounds with Bobcat Goldthwait's movie, Hot to Trot. Remember when you couldn't, there wasn't a day you couldn't turn on the TV and see Hot to Trot on? And I'm not talking about my TV, because I didn't have cable vision. Oh, God. God forbid we got cable vision. I would go over to my buddy Frank's house, and that's what we would do. We would eat sweets and watch movies on TV. And watch Cops. We'd watch Cops, we'd watch Alien Nation, and we'd watch movies. And it was always, Disorderlies was always on. I'd never seen the movie all the way through. I've seen it, the whole entire movie, but I've only seen clips. You know how you turn it on, oh, it's Disorderlies, Fat Boys. Fat Boys were completely irrelevant by this time. It's either that or they were like at their hottest point, and it was like, after this movie, that they fell flat on their face. They fell flat on their fat face. Thank you, back in the day gamer. Wow. They'll do anything to make money, huh? Yeah, man. Cops was the thing when it first came out. We used to watch Cops. Yeah. Alright, here we go. Here's a box here. Wow, this is July 3rd. Whew. Sorry, Steve. This is a very sad story. I used to work with this guy. His name was Steve. Steve is the only guy at work that I ever talked to about video games. I found out that he used to work at a GameStop from another employee. So I went over there. I kind of like picked his brain a little bit to see if he was into retro video games, and he was. And after that, we took off like two dogs in the park. How does that happen? Like two dogs running through a field sniffing each other's assholes. Basically. We got along so swimmingly. I swear to God, I love this guy. And you know, and my luck, the people that I work with usually wind up working at the place that I work for 20 years and then they're fucking miserable. This guy, he sticks around for like, I don't know, less than a year. Winds up going on to get a better job. I was like, motherfuck. The only guy I basically like talking to in the place. Steve, I miss you, buddy. I miss you. We'd sit there and talk video games. It was great. What'd you find at the garage sale? What did you get at the game stores? What'd you get over here? What'd you find over there? It was terrific. He is the reason. This fits perfectly because he's the reason for this next package right here. You know, I always had this dream I would go over to Steve's house, we'd play some video games together. It just never came through. With time, it would have came through. It would have came through. Oh, baby, look at this. Whoo, yeah. Wow. Wow. Guys, check this out. It just brings me right back to Eminem Video, the rental store. Remember the cardboard box Genesis games? Star Control, Hardball. right? They were all what? Ballistic. Yes, ballistic. Look at this baby right here. Wow. Turrican, huh? On the Sega Genesis in the cardboard box. Wow, the cardboard box is in really nice shape. Meet the Full Metal Dude with an attitude. Oh yeah. Turrican. Is there a system? Is there a system made that Turrican hasn't been released on? Is there? It came out on the TurboGrafx, the Sega Genesis. Oh, maybe the NES. The NES did have Turrican. C64. What was it? It was on everything. Every computer system. Forget about it. It's Turrican. Yeah, Turrican. What did Turrican have? It had that laser, not that like fire cannon that could like go around in circles. Yeah, man, ballistic. Wow. I remember probably the only cardboard box Genesis game I had back in the day was Star Control. Oof. That game was a treat, baby. But look at that. Beautiful. Turrican. So cool. Terminator, RoboCop, and Turrican. Well, so what other cyborgs do you need? Oh yeah, here we are. Look at this. Got some NES games in here. Let's do this, guys. How about this? Tato game, Sky Shark. Sky Shark is one of those, right? Like this is Sky Shark is probably like the airplane version of Tiger Heli. It's like you either had Tiger Heli or you had Sky Shark. Very, very generic shooters. Solid shooters, you know, fun to play. But, you know, listen. Look at the artwork on there, huh? Oh, that's absolutely incredible. Nobody would ever, what does that say? Nobody ever said it would be easy. That's for sure. That's for damn sure. And oh my God, here we go. Oh my God. Look at this. Got some Nintendo stickers in here. Nintendo Merlin stickers. How about that? Here's a real piece of nostalgia right here. Alright. Never judge a book by its cover. That's the lesson. Sip of coffee for this game right here. I rode my bike through a snowstorm to KB Toys in West Babylon with $20 in my pocket. You know, back, I would spend all my money on candy and video games, and there was always such a guilt and a buyer's remorse when I would buy something, because $20 was like a big deal for a kid. You know, you got $20 in a birthday card or something like that. I mean, it was fucking 4 lawns that I had to mow. I get like a $5 a lawn. So, I mean, $20 was a big deal. So I remember I used to take my $20. I wouldn't tell anybody. I wouldn't tell my mother I was going to go buy video games. My mother was pretty loose. I could basically do what I wanted with my money. But still, I felt like I was doing something bad. And You go down. I rode my bike in basically a snowstorm, and it was, I don't know how many miles. I should track it with my car today. It was an incredible amount of miles to get to a toy store on your bicycle. I went in there with my $20 and I'm scanning over all the games, and I'm like, all right, what am I gonna get? What am I gonna get? And I wound up picking up Demon Sword for $15.99, just based on the cover art. Number one, it's Arnold Schwarzenegger. And look at that sword. The sword has all these different blades hanging off of it. The fucking thing is on fire. I said, oh my God, it's only $15.99. Release the power. Demon Sword. Tato again. Tato. It's a horrific game. A horrific game, such a disappointment. As soon as I took it home and I popped it in the machine, I realized it was a complete piece of shit. I broke out into a cold sweat. It was like, oh my God, I'm stuck with this now. For months. I had to play Demon Sword. You got what you paid for when it came to Nintendo games. I'm sorry. You got what you paid for. That's why Metroid was still a $53 game in 1994. Wow, Steve, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Turrican, too. Let's open this bad boy up. Look at that. No manual. But look at that. Different sort of cartridge and everything. Very nice. All right. So here we go, people. A sip of coffee for my buddy Steve. I miss him. I miss him. It's very rare when you meet somebody that's interested in exactly what you're interested in. And we never got bored of talking with each other. Never. So that's it. I broke down this fucking X-Acto knife's gotta go. Broke down. I got news for you. I unloaded a lot of my Sega stuff, and here we go, people. Look at this. I'm so excited, and I just destroyed the box. Here we go. It's a PS4. Don't tell my wife. Thank God my wife doesn't watch the show. If she saw this, that's it. Automatic divorce. Or a week on the couch. Pick one. Here we go. It's a PS4, baby. I'm so excited. I actually... She can't find out about this. So what I was going to do... Oh! My plan was... It's a slim, so I thought it was going to be really small. I was going to gut this Nintendo. I was going to stick the slim inside. I don't care if it hung out the back. Brrr. And basically put a flip top on here so I could put the games in and out. And then nobody's the wiser. I have it downstairs. I know, I don't have a spine. Okay? You don't have to tell me that. But I gotta hide this fucking thing. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna have like a piece of my desk come up. Like a James Bond movie. Anyhow, yeah, it's a PS4. I'm going to be playing Sega Classics. I'm going to be playing a Phantasy Star 2, 3, and 4 again. And I'm going to play Street Fighter. I can't wait. I just can't wait. All the shooters on the PS4. I'm so excited. This is the first time I've actually bought a relevant gaming console since my Turbo Duo. It's true. It's true. I bought my PS1 on the way out. I bought my Sega Saturn on the way out. I bought my Sega Dreamcast on the way out. I bought my Atari Jaguar on the way out. So here we go. PS4. I love Sony. I love what Sony's doing right now. And I'm not a Sony fanboy by any stretch of the imagination. Xbox One, you could fall asleep. Nintendo Switch, you know how I feel about Nintendo. It just seems like Sony's doing the right thing. And they've actually done something really important. They've grabbed the heart, the cold, and the worn out and jaded heart of a 41-year-old man. And that is something very special. If you know a good game on the PS4, let me know. Guys, you tuned in to the greatest video game program in the history of human civilization. And you better believe that. With the 4K face! Let's get these babies in the cabinet. Come on!
Editor.